Hi Aries, welcome to Sophquest. So this is going to be for the week of July 5th through the 11th. Alright, so this is an interesting week. The first week of July was some interesting astrology, I have to say, because there has been some involvement with Mars and the outer planets. We had Mars oppose Saturn, kind of a battle of wills, authority issues, things like that. We had Mars square Uranus, so that was the first and the third. And, you know, again, those are kind of it can be breakthroughs in action moving forward, but it can also be sort of destructive, temper tantrum type things, anger issues. So hopefully you fared well through the first few days and had a really nice July 4th weekend. I really do hope so, whether or not you were able to get together with others or not. But it could have just been a good time of action and change since Mars is your planet. So hopefully you're holding on to your energy in a really constructive way, Aries. All right, today I'm going to be using two incredible decks. The Oracle of the Seven Energies by Colette Baron Reed. I've used this before. I'm going to read the message from the book. We're going to pull one of those right now. While I tell you that up at almost the end of the week, on Friday, you're going to have a new moon in Cancer. And Cancer is all about our emotional well-being. It's home, hearth, mother, caring. It's emotional well-being, honestly, and how you deal with your emotions, whether you shove them down, whether you allow them, whether you fear your negative emotions or deal with them well. It does bring stuff up. Now, I will say also, there is that new moon, and that's a good beginning. It's a really good beginning in starting something that opens up your heart and brings more empathy in your relationships. That's a beautiful thing, and I really hope that works well for you, okay? On the 6th and 7th, Venus, just like Mars did at the beginning of from the 1st and the 3rd, now Venus has turned to oppose Saturn and square Uranus, the outer planets. Again, the male and the female sides of self, or males and females, dealing with each other about emotional issues, emotional breakthroughs. All right, so that's kind of the energy that we're in right now, Aries. Let's pull you a card from the Oracle of the Seven Energies. There it is. We have In Perfect Harmony. Now that's a beautiful card. Also today I am going to be using the Lily White Tarot, a beautiful deck, very, very colorful, gorgeous watercolors. It's a French deck. It is by Celia Melville, and I love it. So we're going to use that as well. I'm going to pull your 9 cards, so if you would just relax with me and settle in. Let's do some deep breathing, bringing down the cortisol. Relaxing the shoulders. Taking some deep breaths. Allowing for serotonin and dopamine to rise up while your cortisol lowers, bringing down that stress hormone, right? All right, so I'm going to cut the deck for you. Here we go, Aries. Starting right away, let's do the 9 cards. All right, so it is a beautiful time, it really is. It's a time that can bring up issues. It can be a time of triggers, but it can also be a time for healing because of that, okay? And you know, Chiron's been in Aries. So this is about you emotionally healing from things. And there was a square with Chiron too this week, I think. So, you know, this is a time for you to really go inside and ask yourself, check in. How are you doing with your emotional health, your emotional well-being? All right, so you have the 6 of Cups, the 4 of Coins or Pentacles. We have the 3 of Pentacles. We have the Chariot, the Knight of Pentacles, the 4 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, the 3 of Wands, and the Page of Cups. That is beautiful. This is a nice reading. And on the bottom of the deck, the Lovers. Well, that's gorgeous. Choices in love, coming together. All right, now let's look at Imperfect Harmony. Okay, this is your Oracle card for the week of July 5th through the 11th, Aries. Number 11, Imperfect Harmony for you, Aries. All right, number 11. In perfect harmony. This says, togetherness, healthy and harmonious partnerships. Yes, we just talked about Mars and Aries. Commitment to a relationship, collaboration with others, and interdependence. really good relationship issues, okay? You're entering a time of healthy, harmonious partnerships. Collaboration is key here as you're invited to explore the potential inherent in making a commitment to another person, a group, or even to yourself. Know that you're bringing different gifts to the table. You don't have to be in exact lockstep with everyone else. Being your authentic self actually brings you into alignment with others. You're a note in a harmony that neither overpowers nor is overpowered by any other. Your beautiful interdependence allows you all to shine. Just keep an eye out for a sign that's your subconscious, which has been conditioned by your previous hurts and experiences, things we keep in the pain body, right? Is working in a way that may not be in accord with what your healthy self intends. So your intention is really important here, Aries. For example, you may desire a relationship, but expect that you might be betrayed, so you unconsciously sabotage it. That's an example, right? You say you want to lose weight, but then you continue to eat compulsively or avoid exercise. In these moments, you're not attuned with yourself, and this disharmony can spill out into all other parts of your life. If this is happening, you might want to take a hard look at yourself, do a self-inventory, forgive yourself, and then start singing a new song of self-love and acceptance, right? I am enough. That's the way to start. Okay. What's really great about this is how quickly you are now able to turn it around. Have no fear. It is so easy to get back in tune. All it takes is self-honesty and a willingness to heal. You can do it. This really is a fortunate time. I mean, Aries, we just talked about Chiron in your sign for a year and a half or so. Another, probably till the end of the year, I believe. I check the dates, okay? I'm not sure about the dates. Being in perfect harmony with others begins with being authentic with yourself. So what do you tell yourself about relationships? And what do you believe is possible when it comes to love and your part in the dynamic? Do you believe that you're lovable? Do you believe that you're attractive? Do you believe that you can find the lover that you want, or that you can have the love that you want to have with the lover in your life? This is the Lover's card on the bottom of the deck. And the Lover's card is very much about love. It's about love we commit to. It's about relationships. And it's about the choices that we make in love. Okay, so under that we have the Queen of Pentacles. And this is about caring and nurturance. And under that we have the Seven of Pentacles. And this is assessing how we take care of ourselves and love ourselves enough to be able to take care of and love others. That's what this under the deck is about. And I do think you might be having a breakthrough about this with your planet Mars having serious conversations with the outer planets. Saturn, the taskmaster, making you work on it. And also Uranus, the shock and awe planet, the one that makes change. The one that strives for independence and freedom while staying interdependent in a relationship. Independent, independent, interdependence. That's what we're talking about. All right, so let's look at your cards. We're going to read the horizontal, the vertical, and the big picture. Okay, Aries? So we have the Six of Cups, and this is about pleasant memories, reminiscing, and looking at love from the past. Can be about the way you felt loved in your family. It can be about a previous love relationship. It's usually happy memories, but of course we can't live in the past. And I think maybe there's been a moment in time that you haven't been able to let go of with the Four of Pentacles, because that's about holding on too tight. You can see the boa constrictor around the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles represents stability, and it's when we're trying to stay stable, we're trying to stay careful, we're trying to protect ourselves. That's this card, the Four of Pentacles. And this is saying maybe you've been holding on to the past, trying to protect yourself from what could come in the future. Collaboration, working with others, trying to build a new relationship. That's the Three of Pentacles. Building a structure, a life, if you will. Working in communion with others. Working in cooperation with others. And building a life. And you can see the 3 is about creation, right? The triangle is a sacred shape of creation. When you turn, let's just talk about sacred geometry for a second. When you take a triangle, I'm a fractal artist. When you take a triangle, imagine it in a kaleidoscope, and imagine that triangle circling inward forever and ever and ever. The pattern continues. That is the creative pattern of infinity. Phi, the golden ratio. And that is the power of creation. And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to create something that helps you feel stable while letting go of the past. Letting go of the past paradigm of what you believed about relationship, or what you believed was your worthiness in relationships in the past. Because we are talking about your self-worth. We are talking about the notes you play in that perfect harmony. Okay? And allowing others to see your authentic self. Allowing them to be themselves. It's non-judgmental. It is radical acceptance. It is understanding that we are all deeply layered and complicated and flawed. And love requires us to intertwine our trees with roots together going through life. Well, and this can be, a partnership, a love partnership, but it can also be friendship, family relationships, the people you're rooted to, and the reasons, the choice of why you stay rooted to the people that you do. And whether it's healthy, and whether it can be in a state of harmony, and being honest with yourself if you're in a state of disharmony. And I think you're choosing to move forward now. I think you're choosing to get in the driver's seat and go down the road that you choose. The black horse or the brown horse. So it's just 2 choices. Which way do you go? That's the Chariot. You're driving yourself towards a successful relationship that's going to last with the Knight of Pentacles. You want stability, you want devotion, you want trust. You're trying to choose a road that leads you into relating with people you can trust. And that's a decision you've made with the King of Swords. This is decision guy. Right? The sword suit represent our ideas, the way we think, what we decide. And at the King, you've made your final decision. You're deciding this. That you want to move forward into something that feels more stable. And you're doing that because you're making the decision it's the right thing for you to do. Because you want to succeed in the relationships. Right? Okay, so we are talking about that. We're talking about your feeling of safety and security, but we're also talking about sentimentality. What makes you feel loved. The love that you've already invested in. So, family relationships and friendships. And if we're talking about a marriage, for example, okay, you guys have probably been together for a long time, 6 of Cups. And in the past, perhaps you've held on too tight and you haven't been emotionally available. And now you want to rebuild. And you want to work together to do it a little bit better this time, to not be so restrictive about what the love itself can be, right? A lot of us have, well, we all really have definitions of what we believe love should be. And sometimes we don't leave enough room for the expectations of others, the needs of others. And it is important to focus on our own needs and to be authentic and to be able to voice them. The King of Swords can voice. He's mastered the suit of swords. He can voice what he needs and what he wants, right? Okay, 6 of Swords. So you're moving forward from a place that before was somewhat negative in your thinking. You've decided to create a bridge, and the bridge is communication. You're going to a better place in your head, and in life by being able to communicate more positively with people in your life. You want to succeed with them. You want to choose the relationships that are interdependent and harmonious, right? Okay, and I think that's what you're really looking for, because with the Three of Wands, you've taken this new road, you've gotten in your chariot, you've gone down this new road in your relationship choices, and with the Three of Wands, you're expecting back what do you put out. This is about manifesting, okay? And the Wands are about our will and desire. So what you've wanted, well, you decide to go down that road, what you want. And now you are trying to manifest a relationship that is reciprocal, where you receive love back, all right? But also, if, let's say you're in a relationship and the other person has been more of the giver, then you're saying to yourself, you know, they're expecting love back, and it's time for you to maybe move forward a little bit more communicatively, opening up your heart to them, depending on the dynamic of your relationship. If it's about, you know, a romantic relationship or a marriage or just long time, you know, a long time relationship. Now I said this could be a friendship, it could be family members, it could be all of your relationships. And Aries, right now you're kind of being triggered to ask yourself, what do I feel? What is Saturn trying to teach me to work on? What is Uranus requiring me to change? Because the further we go out in space, you know, the further we go back to our ancestry. And it helps us to learn about how we have relationship and why we keep playing out the cycles that we play out, right? So what's next for you? Because the last card in your reading is the Page of Cups. I call this the sweetest card in the deck, right? The Ace of Cups is the Holy Grail. It's what we all want. It's love. It's pure love. The Page is when we give it or receive it. It's a message. It's kindness, reverence, gratitude, what I always say at the end of every video. That's this. It's giving it and receiving it. It's kind and it's sweet and it's a new beginning. It's a new beginning, a fresh start in love. This card is a fresh start in love for you, I believe. All right, let's do the vertical. So looking back, Six of Cups, you've decided to move forward. You said to yourself, okay, I've reminisced, I've learned from the past, I know where I made some mistakes, and now I want to put myself in the driver's seat, and this time I'm heading down the road to success. I want a relationship to work. I'm moving from negativity, and I'm making a bridge to the people that I love, communicating with them, being authentic, asking for what I need, and listening to the needs of others, right? So that I can have harmonious relationships. Beautiful. All right, which makes me realize I cannot just be so constrictive of my own self, protecting my own self so much, you know, that's the way that I work in relationship every day. You know, the Knight of Pentacles is what we do every day, right? On the regular, what we depend on, what we count on. It's our day-to-day. So you're maybe thinking about this. Have I been too closed off? Have I been too inaccessible? And what can I expect back if that's the case? The universe really does have a way of mirroring back to us. So if you're keeping it too close to the chest and you're not opening up your heart, others might actually respond in the same way. So you might want to ask yourself, what should I expect? Because in a reciprocated relationship, in a reciprocal love, we receive what we give, right? And if you're not receiving it back, you should question that. And if the person you are, friendship, family member, love relationship, that you are trying to love, if they don't feel like they're receiving back what they give to you, then that's something you're also looking at, okay? And, you know, sometimes we all get in these phases where we have to really focus on ourselves. You have had Chiron in Aries. And Mars is working hard on you right now, and you've probably been triggered, Aries. And I'm saying here, you have the cards you need to move forward. Some of you are moving. Moving. I do know a particular Aries that is actually moving, so I know that to be true for at least one person. But some of you will consider moving. Like moving house, moving state, moving, you know, overseas, whatever. Okay, and then the last vertical, we have that creative, trying to rebuild, trying to work with people, being in cooperation, making the decision to do so because you've learned. Okay, the Six of Swords, we've learned from conflict. And we've learned we have to create a new bridge that takes us into something more positive. So with this King, you've graduated and learned something. You've learned something about yourself and the way you think. And how you create cooperation with others. And that maybe a little more love is called for. Some kindness, some reverence, some gratitude, peaceability, and perhaps apology. Whether you might owe an apology, whether other people may owe you an apology, you know, it's a very healing thing. But we can't offer apology if we're like this. As a matter of fact, we don't often very well receive an apology when we're like this. As a matter of fact, we don't actually receive this love well if we stay in this energy. So how are you giving and receiving love, Aries? Is it like this? With the Lover's card? In any of your relationships, in all of your relationships, in one particular relationship? Because right now, the universe is offering you the energy to make these changes. Saturn's giving you the strength to do it, and the time. It's learning over time. And Uranus is saying, oh yeah? Well, right now, a change can happen for you if you own it. Own yourself. Take yourself forward, and you will get there. You will absolutely get there. The center of this reading is the Knight of Pentacles. Your day to day. And with these two flowers, to me this is growth and abundance and health. A healthy way to live in relationship. Aries, I wish you kindness, reverence, and gratitude every day. I wish and hope that you give it and that you can receive it and that it blesses your life and brings about this, because this is what you want. This is absolutely what you want, and you can have it. You can absolutely have it. Aries, thank you so much for stopping by today. Please do remember, if you like the video, give me the thumbs up so that the video can be seen by others. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and ring that bell so you get your notification when next week's video comes up. All right, you take care, and I will talk to you then. Thanks so much.